Bungie has recently apologized for the crazy delay when it comes to the roadmap in Destiny 2. And we're here to talk about this topic because, while on one hand, people are saying that, it's good of DMG to step forward and take the blame, I can't help but feel like I don't really want to yell at DMG. I don't really want to yell at Bungie or anyone. I kind of just want them to do their job. I kind of just want the roadmap to be here. I kind of want to know what's going on for the future of the game. This whole like, I messed up, so like everyone can just be angry at me now. Like, that's more like an emotional response that I'm not really looking for. I just want to know what the heck's going on? Like, we don't need someone to punch, right? We don't need to throw punches at DMG or the community management team or anyone at Bungie. We just need answers. The game post here covers the topic here. Cannot apologize enough for the delay. Bungie addresses Destiny 2's missing roadmap, says team is focused on immediate and long-term future. Bungie has finally responded to the players asking about Destiny 2's long-promised roadmap, saying the team is focused on the game's immediate and long-term future. Which, I mean, of course they are, right? But it's nice, I guess, to at least hear that there is a long-term future, considering we've seen so much negativity right now. So I'll give them that, but we should assume that already. Like, we know that they're developing stuff that's well into the future. Like, a good example is this is like a community-made roadmap from Bungie's information, and it goes out to The Alchemist, which arrives in March 2027. So, like, we know that there's a future for the game, but what happens in between here, right? And how does Bungie adapt to having a smaller studio, a massive population drop? Are they going to be able to maintain this pace, or because of the population drop, are they going to have more layoffs? Like, what does the future look like in terms of developmental effort? A lot of people have speculated and said that Edge of Fate brought a ton of like quality of life changes and like core system changes, like the portal and all of that, right? And so it was because of that that we didn't get like a bunch of new strikes and a bunch of new activities. And that's the community saying that, though. That's what we as players attribute to Bungie, but it's not Bungie themselves saying it. And it would be nice to hear from Bungie on that specifically and say, hey guys, we really poured in all of our effort to develop this new system that would kind of shake up the atmosphere for Destiny 2 and, get us out of that same repetitive cycle that we were in for, 8 years. We want to mix it up a bit. And in the process, we didn't create as much new content. I want to hear that from Bungie themselves, because we as community members and players, we tend to give Bungie a pass or a break, and we attribute nice things to them sometimes not. And it's just a bit frustrating. I guess the lack of communication is really frustrating here. And when we do get communication, it's just, someone apologizing and saying, blame me. And I don't want to blame anyone. I just want to like actually know what's going on here. For months now, Destiny players have been waiting for a clear update on the game's future. Back in early September, Bungie promised that a content roadmap for the game would be shared in the next few weeks. That was nearly 2 months ago. And since then, silence. With Renegades just under a month away, frustration among players has been building, especially as Destiny 2 recently hit its lowest concurrent player count in history multiple times. It's hit the lowest count, and then it's broke its own record, or low light, or whatever you want to call it. Lowest concurrent population, lowest weekly population, lowest monthly population. It's broken all the records for the lowest of lows right now, which, it's not up to us, the players, to decipher that being good or bad, but even our experience in game is diminished, and that's why people are playing less. The population, we can analyze the data and stuff like that. That's, mildly interesting, but what's really important is, are you logging into Destiny 2? Are you playing and having fun? And are you continuing to play day after day? And the answer is no for most people. Fans have been flooding social media with concerns about Bungie's communication, or lack thereof. Many say there's been no build-up or excitement leading into the new expansion, leaving parts of the community worried about the studio's direction. I mean, they have definitely been building up towards Renegades. That's all we have been talking about, like, since Edge of Fate even launched. They haven't been, like, promoting a ton of new trailers, but, like, even as they, like, announced some of Edge of Fate's content, they announced Renegades as well. Like, they kind of are using Renegades as, like, a buffer of, like, there's this really exciting new thing. It's many months away, but it's coming. And so I wouldn't say that they haven't built up any excitement for it. I mean, literally, as far as I know, most people are pretty excited for this, and we kind of can't wait for it. Like, let's get there already. Now, Bungie's principal communications manager for Destiny, Dylan Gaffner, known as DMG, has stepped in to address those concerns once again. Bungie says the team is still jamming and focused on Destiny 2's future. In response to a fan on X, formerly Twitter, asking where the promised roadmap was, Gaffner shared a detailed reply directly addressing the situation. He acknowledged the ongoing silence, apologized for the delay, and reassured players that Bungie's teams are still working behind the scenes to get things ready. So the first thing I want to say is it being a reply to someone else's obscure tweet is not the best, right? This should have been its own standalone tweet addressing the topic. Everyone's been talking about it for, I don't even know, probably well over a month now. I mean, everyone's been talking about it as soon as it was announced. They said it would be a few weeks away. After like 2 weeks, we're all like, hey, what's going on? We kept giving them more and more time. And now at like 2 months, it's like reached a boiling point. It should definitely be its own standalone post addressing this, but it being an obscure reply still works, I guess, because obviously there's news sources like Bulletin, myself, and everyone that's going to talk about it. And while he does acknowledge the silence and apologize for the delay and say that people are working on it, that's fine. But it's just kind of evading the real topic, which is just, what's next. And maybe they're not ready to share that yet. I guess I understand. I feel like creating a roadmap should not take 2 months. I can't help but feel like you already know what the future is in terms of the next 6 months because you're developing that stuff now. So you could at least give us like a short-term roadmap and then update it or announce future things coming. I don't know where this comes from. I feel like there's just a high degree of mismanagement that's happening. And it's really strange to see. It's really strange that we've launched Edge of Fate, which is meant to be this whole new saga, the Fate saga. It's meant to be the sequel to the Light and Darkness saga, which will probably always be remembered as the greatest saga, right? It's meant to be the sequel, and it has gotten off to a really bad start. A state of the game article, the roadmap, a Bungie live stream, really anything. More communication on this matter would be very helpful. So here's the full statement from Gaffner's post. Cannot apologize enough for the delay here. Team's still jamming. Hope to have some comms out soon. Please continue to yell at me directly, and I say this without any sarcasm. They're focused on our immediate and long-term future. And I get, he's trying to take like the brunt of the, hate and backlash onto himself. But the thing is that I don't want to yell at DMG, and I don't think that any player in Destiny 2 wants to yell at DMG. I think that we just want them to do their job, just deliver the roadmap. Let's talk about the future. Let's get to cooking here, okay? I understand there might be a level of scramble. There might be a level of chaos. Obviously, they probably weren't expecting, population levels this low or even this low, right? This is pretty rough. So there's a bit of chaos, but they do have a game plan, right? We know this from this roadmap here from Bulletin. So let's fill in the blanks in between this and let's talk about it. I feel like we're about to get delivered a pretty lackluster roadmap based on Bungie's lack of enthusiasm to share it with us, right? This doesn't come across as like a team that's like really excited about this. This comes across as like, yeah, we were going to do a roadmap and then, I don't know, they just bailed on it for some reason. It feels like this is the same level of mismanagement that we're seeing in Marathon. It's frustrating to me because I can't help but feel like, where is the Bungie that like cooked for so many years, who are these guys? What are they doing? This doesn't seem fitting for where we should be in the Destiny timeline, I am happy to take 100% of the blame here in promising comms early that we could not execute on in the projected timeline. We want to make Destiny the best game it can be, not just the game, but place for people to make long-lasting friendships and lifelong memories. Much love. Again, a nice statement. I understand, they messed up, apologize for it, try to move on, but let's just get to the roadmap now. Give us a timeline of like, all right, the roadmap will be this Thursday. The roadmap will be this Thursday with the TWID, next Thursday with the TWID, something, next Wednesday. Just give us the timeline of when the roadmap comes out at this point. As of now, Bungie hasn't shared a timeline for when the roadmap will actually go live. Gaffner's comments suggest it's coming soon, but it's unclear if that means before Renegades launches on December 2nd, 2025, or sometime after. Previously, Bungie described the upcoming roadmap as the Road to Renegades, but based on Gaffner's latest response, it now sounds like the studio may be expanding it to cover Destiny 2's long-term future as well, not just the lead up to the next expansion. That's what we like to hear. This is what I want to see, all right? I've mentioned this before. I want to see 2026, 2027, and 2028 roadmap. Now, obviously, this didn't deliver the way it should have originally, but that's what I want to see when they talk about the roadmap. I want to know the 3-year plan. And obviously, everything did not work out well for Lightfall. The damn thing launched in like 2024, I think, or something, right? And didn't even look anything like this. But basically, they even said right here, it's a working title. So give us that. Alongside this, Bungie also released a brand new trailer for Destiny 2 Renegades today. Oh, yes. We went through all of these new weapons. Very exciting stuff. And the new order systems is going to replace bounties. Definitely looking forward to Renegades. Let me know your thought about Bungie's apology down in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Later.